Thank you so much for attending today's Stahl's Transfer Express webinar about printing more than t-shirts. My name is Ryan Rafalke. I've been with the company for going on 4 years now, and I am currently a market account manager for the southeastern states, including Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Arkansas. And I kind of thank you so much for attending today's webinar. So before we get started, I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of an overview here with the global t-shirt printing market size. So I did a little bit of research, found a review that came through a research report from Grandview Research that stated that the global custom t-shirt printing market size was valued at $3.64 billion US in 2020. And it's expected to grow at a compound annual rate of 9.7% between 2021 and 2028. So humongous industry to be in right now today, especially as things open up, sports are back, people are back outside. So in my 4 years, I can tell you we've never seen it this busy. So again, thank you so much for attending. So today's agenda, we're going to be talking about why should we print more than t-shirts. So obviously we have a really humongous industry here, $3.5 billion plus out there for everybody to have a piece of that pie. So there really is never a better time than today to be as a part of it, in the t-shirt decorating business. But, the biggest reason why I would say why print more is just to be offering your customers more value, stand out from your competition. Offer them can coolers, the $1 million question, do you want fries with that, right? So give them those options. I mean, the worst they can say is, no, I don't need any can coolers or any towels and things like that. But again, it's just something to provide your customer, and it gives you more value. And again, helps you stand out amongst your competition out there. So we're going to be talking about 5 bags that you can heat print, printing towels, can coolers, mouse pads, coasters, heat pressing umbrellas, home decor items. So that was something that was a little bit new to me, because until I saw the slides earlier, I was like, what, home decor? How's that possible? Trust me, there's a lot of home decor you can do. Stadium seats, beach chairs. I mean, really, there's a lot we can be talking about here with what you can print. And again, probably the number one thing is more sales to the same customer. So when that customer calls you and says, hey, I need a high school t-shirt done, you can say to them, hey, I can offer you more. I can give you those can coolers. I can add additional logos for a left chest, for a polo for the coaches, or whatever it might be. But again, you're getting the same sales for that same design. They're giving you the artwork. Might as well offer them some other options maybe they didn't even think about. Gives you a broader product line. So you're not just selling t-shirts, you're selling all kinds of additional things. And everything that everything shown on the right here, you can do, but you have to use a flat heat press, and you don't need any special tools. So in regards to a heat press, so I can tell you with my experience that it's the number one piece of equipment that you can ever purchase as a heat printing apparel decorator. So I understand when people get started, cost is of concern, right? So we want to start low. We want to buy something inexpensive. It's the nature of human beings. We want to start with something cheap. But I can tell you also on the flip side, when it's for a business, the last thing that you want as a decorator is to buy that cheap heat press that was imported, has very little warranty, very little customer service, and something goes wrong with it. You get that big order from that high school. They want 200 shirts printed. They need them next week, right? So you're in the middle of printing. You get to the 50th shirt, and that import press you bought for 200 off Amazon.com is no longer heating. It can really cause a lot of panic to people. So I've had that conversation too many times, and I can't stress enough the importance of investing in a good quality machine. Here at Transfer Express, if you go to our heat press selection on transferexpress.com, we do offer entry-level presses that start as low as $310. Okay, a really good one is only $699, our A to Z. But again, there's so many options out there. You don't have to buy the inexpensive one just for one of those problems. Avoid those altogether and get a good press. And the same transfer, the same image can be used for other items added to your gang sheet to print these other items. So again, here on the right, we have a gang sheet example. We've got a full front for Crestview High School. Got a couple of the CHS Falcons that we could put on the left chest, maybe for a polo for the coaches, or just the front of a shirt. We have one at the bottom here for Crestview High School. We've got one that could be across the front of a shirt. Maybe that could go on a lunch bag. Maybe that could go on a laptop bag, a book bag for the school, for the kids. And then you've got a little falcon there that could be added to all kinds of things, can coolers, lunch bags, fronts of shirts. And then also we have these shirt tags. They're really, really popular today, especially with the new the new platen that we have out that just came along called the tag along. And I just saw this right before the presentation in our showroom here. Amazing piece of equipment. It allows you to thread your shirt and do the front and the tag at the same time. So that's something that if you want more information, just go to transferexpress.com, go to our heat presses, and there's information about the tag along platen there. So with the 5 types of bags you can heat print, and there are more than this, but we're just going to be talking about primarily the polypropylene grocery bags, really popular today, especially people want to be eco-friendly. So it's natural for people to want to reuse things instead of just using the plastic bags. You know, in some areas I've even heard they've banned plastic bags. So it's a really good market to be in with, you know, customized grocery bags. That polypropylene though, it's very heat sensitive. But the good thing is we have lower heat transfers for heat sensitive fabrics. Yeah, I've said this to many customers over the years, is we can pretty much decorate just about any fabric known to man except for waterproof coating or rubber. You know, I've had customers decorate all kinds of things, you know, hemp and bamboo, all kinds of exotic materials. So we can pretty much decorate just about anything you have. But again, the waterproof or the rubber, you got to stay away from those with transfers. Like let's say you have a 1 to 2 color design, we'd recommend our Elastiprints. So it's a lower temperature, goes on at 300 degrees, so it's going to be less likelihood of scorching or burning that polypropylene. Our full color, Ultra Color Soft is phenomenal, goes on at 290 degrees. Quantities are low, they start at 5 for the full sheets, and we do have a really nice price bracket for the Ultra Color now with our single image pricing. So they range anywhere from extra small, small, medium, or large, or you can get the full sheets that are 11.5 by 18 inches. So you can gang a lot of images on there and really maximize your profits. Express prints, that's our CAD prints, and that's going to be typically for smaller quantities like 1 to 4. But again, the nice thing about those is smaller the print, you can actually save a lot of money too, because it's based on the square inches of the heat transfer vinyl that we're printing on. Lunch bags, huge, especially back to school coming up right around the corner, and some kids are back in school right now. Coolers, right? So even not for schools, we could go into businesses. You know, right now there's a lot of branding strategies out there. So what an awesome idea to offer your company's logo on the front of a lunch bag for everybody that works there, right? Now the inside lining needs to be protected though, so you don't scorch it. So we do recommend the slipping a mouse pad behind the print location there. But going back to the heat press conversation, if you invest in a good quality heat press, such as a Hotronics that we sell, there will be options for you to have lower platens that are interchangeable. So you can get a 6-inch by 10-inch, put that on there, slide that lunch bag on really easy and thread it where you're separating the front and the back of the material. If it's 1 to 2 colors, we'd recommend maybe going with our Elastiprints or our Goof-Proof ink. If it's full color, lots of shades, fades, gradients, all kinds of details, that would be our Ultra Color Soft. Quantity of 5 or more for the full sheets, but again, we have the individual sheet pricing or individual image pricing starting from extra small, small, medium, and large. So you can technically do, you know, a pretty good amount of lunch bags for a really low price, especially if you gang multiple images. We'll talk about the gang sheets in a little bit here. Our CAD prints, express prints, again, we recommend it for smaller quantities, 1 to 4 usually, but it all depends on the artwork, depends on what your goal is, what you want to accomplish, what you want the look to look, the final look to be as well. And we do have a transfer selector tool available at transferexpress.com. So if you go there and you go to our help section, little magnifying glass, and you type in transfer selector tool, it will pull up a step-by-step guide. It'll ask you some questions to figure out exactly what transfer we would recommend. But what's nice too is you have different print locations, as you see here in the lower right with the thirst aid bag. I never even thought about this, but you could decorate the actual the handle there, or the over the shoulder thingamajig that goes over your shoulder, excuse me. But yeah, you could decorate that, the strap rather. Do the front, do the top. That's 3 print locations right there. So every print location is $ for you. Fanny packs, hip sacks. Now I know these were real popular when I was a teenager in the 80s, but they are coming back. 80s are popular again. So, the other day my son went to an amusement park with the high school band, and he had, had to bring his wallet. I literally was thinking on my way after dropping him off that, oh my gosh, I wish he had a fanny pack, because he had loose pockets, and I was just worried he was going to lose his wallet. Thank God he did not. But anyways, fanny packs are coming back. Easiest to apply using a cap press. So cap presses, that's something else that we sell too. The cap press is great because you can actually just slide the fanny pack right over top of where you would normally press a cap, and it fits perfectly. Cap presses can also be used for smaller garments like baby onesies or bandanas and socks and gloves. I've had people use cap presses for swimwear. I have one customer, that's all he uses his for. He puts a little logo and stamps it on swimwear. And again, a mouse pad could be used on your shirt press. So if you just have a standard heat press that doesn't have that option like a Hotronics where you can thread the garment, or you can get the interchangeable platens and slide it on, technically you can still lay it down, but you're going to want to use a mouse pad or several of them to kind of build up that print location before you press. And again, products to use, we would talk about for 1 to 2 color, our Elastoprint, Goof Proof. Elastoprint has more of a stretchability to it, goes on at a lower heat. Goof Proof has, the new Goof Proof formula has a lower temperature as well too, so it goes down to 325, or you can apply it at 365. Full color transfers, 90% of the time we're going to recommend our Ultra Color Soft. Been probably one of the biggest growing transfers since it came out a year and a half ago. It's an amazing product. 5 or more for the sheet, so low quantities available. But if you're going to order only 5, I recommend to use our calculators to determine what the pricing is going to be, or call us and we'll figure it out. But literally for about $8.50 more, you can double your order and increase it to 10. So at transferexpress.com, if you go to our homepage at the upper right, you'll see a little white calculator that says instant quote. And inside there are several calculators available for you to determine your pricing. CAD prints, express prints. Again, this is our option where we are literally printing, full color prints onto a really thin vinyl. So it's not heavy, it's not sticky, it's not tacky, it's a nice feel. So especially we have a soft opaque version that's really good. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But that one's super thin and does not feel sticky or tacky. So people kind of get a little bit scared when they hear the word vinyl sometimes, but it is not tacky or sticky. Again, going back to the bags, cinch sacks, huge, especially for schools. My kids use these things daily. Every kind of sport you have one, right? So you can easily put a screen printed transfer on the front of that. Now, these can be polyester or nylon, so we do recommend that you check what it's made out of before you actually order your transfer. So again, if you're kind of stuck on the fence, what transfer do you need? Go to our transfer selector tool, at transferexpress.com in the help section, their transfer selector tool, and we'll walk you through and we'll figure out exactly what you need. You can call us or you can email us. We'll tell you exactly what you need as well. And again, a mouse pad can be used inside this to elevate that print location. If it's polyester, some of the products that you can use would be for like 1 to 2 color, our Elastiprints or our Goof Proof. If it's full color, we're always defaulting to Ultra Color Soft primarily, but that again is a phenomenal product for your full colored prints. And of course, our CAD Print Express prints, 1 to 4 quantity. If it's nylon, now we go into the different formula of our Ultra Color. It's called Ultra Color Stretch. Now it does have a higher quantity. It's a little bit more with us to produce as far as the production that goes in, because it's now a water-based digital screen printed transfer. So a little bit more into it, a little bit more quantity required. However, the feel is amazing. It's soft and buttery and incredibly stretchy. I've had customers put this on a pair of yoga pants and stretch it, and it does not break, it doesn't crack, it's not sticky, it's not heavy. It's got a nice soft feel to it. And then again, we have our CAD Print Soft Opaque, and this would be good for, anywhere from up to 19. Once you get to the 20 bracket, we'd say Ultra Color. But the Soft Opaque, it's a really nice product. When I first started here 4 years ago, it was one that I would recommend it a lot for our customers with nylon. Now, the Ultra Color Stretch is kind of taken over for the nylon, but the Soft Opaque is still a really good opportunity for you, and it could be more cost effective. So, again, calculators are available for you to do the pricing. We have them available online as well. You can call us and we'll tell you exactly what you need, what's the best price, what's the most cost-effective method to make your decorating happen. Still on the bags here, we've got backpacks, briefcases. So of course, backpacks are huge right now, going back to school. Briefcases, probably not as popular today, but the laptop cases, those are huge. So amazing idea just to give that opportunity for your customer that's coming to you for t-shirts. If it's a local business, they might have people that need their branding on the front of a laptop bag. So why not offer that to them? And typically, bags are going to be made out of polyester. So again, our Goof Proof is a great formula, goes on any percentage of cotton or polyester. Our Elastiprints is great as well. That's predominantly for 100% polys. And even you could do glitter. That would work as well on the polyesters. 1 to 2 colors typically. Once you start getting into the 3, 4, 5 colors or full color, then again, we're going to recommend our Ultra Color Soft family. Or the CAD prints for the full color. Again, we've got the Express prints and the Soft Opaque as well. So those are some good options for you. And printing towels. Of course, with towels, the one thing is the pile, right? So that's the raised surface or the nap of the fabric. So the thicker the pile, you might run into some separation of ink. So my advice would be to try to get the lowest pile possible. So, the thinner the pile would actually probably work a little bit better. But when you're doing towels, most of them are cotton. So all of our custom transfers will work on cotton. Of course, you've got so many different types of towels, right? Golf towels, rally towels, beach towels, kitchen towels, tea towels, any kind of towel you can imagine, right? For sporting events, right? The kids get sweaty. Why not throw on some rally towels and give them to the coaches, right? For them to have in their bag when they start sweating. I mean, why not have a towel there, add that on. My favorite, can coolers. Again, the $1 million question, would you like fries with that order? This is probably the easiest upsell you can have as a decorator, is just they're giving you their artwork, right? Whether it be custom or whether you use our EasyView Designer, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but you have their artwork in front of you. You could easily shrink that down, have a full front on the sheet of our transfers, and you can put little 3x2s or whatever the size for the can coolers on the same exact sheet. Gang it up. So we do recommend that you use the kind that lay flat. So those are the ones that you see here in the middle, as well as the upper right, and on the actual Hotronix Fusion press here in the lower right. What's nice is we do have a can cooler platen that Hotronix does sell. So this is great because now you can decorate 8 can coolers that aren't going to move at all. And I have had customers use that same can cooler platen for other applications, just like we talked about the cap press. So you could use that for fanny packs, for example. You could use this particular platen for decorating gloves. I've had customers slide on the gloves on there, and they were able to press on the front of the glove, or other items as well. Face masks were real popular last year, so I had people using this to put face masks on and press down. So you can, whatever you can think of, Hotronix will have a platen for you, or if you want a custom platen, Hotronix will create one for you. So you can go to hotronix.com and learn more about the customizable platen options, or you can email info@transferexpress.com and we'll provide you some information on how to get one if you do want a customized platen. And again, both regular cans, slim cans are available. All of our customer transfer products will work on can coolers. So you can utilize the gang sheet. Again, the gang sheet is humongous opportunity for you as a decorator. And again, use the can cooler platen or lay it out on your press. Now, I do have some customers that will invest in thermo tape, and you can actually purchase this from our sister company, Stahls. If you go to Stahls, STAHLS.com, they do sell thermo tape. I want to say it's around $9 for like a 1,000-yard roll. So it actually lasts you a very long time, but it will withstand high heats. And it allows you to actually position the can coolers flat on your platen. And if you're concerned about, if you have a fan in your production area that might possibly blow the transfers off the can coolers, you can actually tape them down and press and then peel afterwards. So again, thermo tape is an option for this as well. Mouse pads. This is one that I honestly don't think of too much, but I'm using 2 of them right now. What an opportunity. I mean, again, your customer sending you that artwork. So everybody's using a computer. Everybody has mouse pads. Add that sale. Say, hey, would you like some mouse pads made? Mouse pads are incredibly inexpensive. And all of our custom transfer products work on mouse pads. So you can use the standard foam, or you can try a die-cut mouse pad if you want to. But it's also a really great thank you gift for your group coordinators, right? So those that are actually in charge at the schools, getting all the paperwork from the parents, getting all their orders in, offer them a little thank you gift. I've had some customers even tell me they're able to put, as a promotional item for themselves, right? So they can put their t-shirt business logo on a mouse pad and give that with an order. I mean, mouse pads are incredibly inexpensive, so it could be used as your own business card, really. Umbrellas. This again is one that is, in my opinion, it's highly overlooked, but there's a huge market out there. I mean, today in Ohio, we had tremendous amount of rain. We're getting more today. I mean, umbrellas are huge. Everybody wants an umbrella. They have it in their car just in case they need it if there's a downpour. Typically nylon, so you do need to use either our Ultra Color Stretch or our CAD Print Soft Opaque. And you have to open it up to apply. So as you see here on the right, we have it on our auto open clam, the 16x20 Hotronix heat press. We were able to open the umbrella, slide it on, and press it down on the edge there, or one of the panels. So now we do say, though, heat pressers do get a pass for any bad luck omen for opening an umbrella inside. So if somebody comes in, they see you, say, hey, look, I'm doing it for heat pressing, so there's no such thing as bad luck because I'm making money on the side here. Blankets, again, a very highly overlooked market for decorators. I mean, blankets are huge, especially where I live in Ohio. We're going to be in the next 2 months here, we're going to be hitting the fall season next month, really, and it's going to get cold. So who doesn't want a blanket with their own customized logo on it? Any football team out there would love it, especially in the colder states. So our transfers will adhere to all but heat and pressure. Will press down the, will adhere to all but heat and pressure. Will press down the plush. So what they're saying here is, again, with that pile, the thicker it is, the it'll still press, but you want to go with something a little bit not so thick. So we do recommend for heat pressing, there's a couple here, a BP79 oversized fleece sweatshirt blanket, or the BP78 core fleece sweatshirt blanket. So again, the pile issue, you don't want to go with a really thick blanket. You want to go with a smaller, thinner blanket. And I didn't think of this, but you could put names and numbers to personalize the blankets as well. So here at Transfer Express, we do offer our express names, and we do have our numbers as well, our names and numbers if you go to transferexpress.com. So great opportunity if you are, especially if you're a team's decorator, if you have that order for that football team, that flag football team, whatever it is, they're giving you a list of names, you're ordering the names, you have all their numbers. Why not say, hey, how about some blankets as well? Another upsell opportunity for you. Aprons. Of course, restaurants, everybody wants their own custom logo on their workers' apparel. So branding opportunity for you. So with aprons, all of our products can be used. Of course, the possible customers out there, restaurants, festivals, scout troops, grocery stores, good for a Mother or Father's Day gift. You always have the, especially for the Father's Day, there's some crazy ones for grilling. Mother's Day, I've seen some pretty funny ones too. So you can make it really fun as well. And this is another market that not too many people think of often, but the robe market out there. So I have a customer that specializes in bridal parties, and she does bridal shows, and she absolutely loves our pearl print that goes on the back of the, she does bridesmaids robes that you see here on the right here. She sells a lot of them, does very, very well. But 100% polyester satin will give you more printing options. So you do want to make sure that you check that material. Elastiprints is what we recommend for 1 of 2 colors. Our Ultra Color Soft, of course, for our full color, starting as low as 5 sheets, or you can go with 20 or more for the individual prints. The CAD Prints Express for smaller quantities is typically going to be more cost effective for you. Cotton robes, again, any of our products can be used on cotton. So a good opportunity for you here. And I see the little image here. They had a resort, so they're wearing a cotton robe, and they have an actual screen printed transfer that was put on a towel there that they're holding. And then again, you could do, as you see here in the picture, you could easily do a pair of slippers to add for the bride. But again, if you invest in a Hottronics press, we do sell shoe platens that would actually fit on the shoe platen. So that's an idea for you. So stadiums, seats, and beach chairs, good opportunity here as well, especially with football season starting up. Huge market for stadium chairs. Now the key is to get the portion that you're heat pressing to lie flat on the press. So again, might be a little bit tricky for some of the crafting presses out there. Hottronics press, no problem. You can kind of slide it on with our threadability options. But you got to be a little bit creative with some of the other presses on the market, the crafting presses especially. So the stadium seat that's carried in our apparel line, if you go to transferexpress.com and you look at our wholesale apparel section, it is BG601. And you're going to want to remove that stabilizing insert from the print area and use a mouse pad to create the flat surface. So if you're looking for inexpensive mouse pads, you can find them just about anywhere, but transferexpress.com does sell mouse pads now as well. And as a special treat, please join us for our Toast to Transfers that's coming up here. It's actually going to be, I believe it's on, let me look at my paper here. It's going to be on Thursday, August 26, 2021. So it's our Toast to Transfers Tailgate Edition. And you can actually order a kit that's available at transferexpress.com for this particular event. So it's a virtual event. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it's only $35 for this kit. You can actually print along with us. So the kit will actually provide you a t-shirt. It's going to give you a stadium seat, a rally towel, and screen printed transfers for all of those items. So good marketing opportunity for you, especially for fall sports. You could come to this event. If you do buy the kit, we automatically are going to enroll you into this event. So one-stop shop right there. We'll email you a link. You'll be able to go on. And after the event, after you've printed them, take that with you to the football stadium or to the high school coach and say, look what I did. I can do this for you. Home decor. This is one I need to do a little bit more research myself because prior to looking at these slides for this webinar, I hadn't given it much thought about the home decor. Usually around the holidays, I think a little bit more about it when I'm talking to my customers. But great opportunity. Pillows, placemats, pot holders, grill gloves. So as you see here on the right, we do have a placemat. We do have even a cookbook cover, it looks like there. It says teach, love, inspire. Never thought of that. Coasters, really simple to do. Those are the ones that you could just press and then you put in the actual hoops. Super easy. Some decorative pillows they show here. And the grill gloves, again, you could do your own a whole entire holiday theme if you wanted to. So really good opportunity, especially around the holidays, for these additional items, and they make really nice gifts for people too. Our miscellaneous section. So this is where it gets kind of interesting because over the years, I've talked to so many people that, tell me what they decorate. And honestly, there's probably not a day that goes by working here that I don't learn something new about the printed apparel industry because it's so humongous. But probably one of my most favorite ones was when I was at a trade show a few years back ago in Indianapolis. A gentleman came to me. He owned an acoustic tile business for sound rooms for musicians. And he said to me, hey, can you heat press an acoustic tile? And I never thought about it. I'm like, well, I don't know. It's definitely a unique question, but we happen to have our auto clam 16 by 20 there that we show at the shows. And we had our goof proof transfers. So the material of that acoustic tile was made out of 100% recycled water bottles. So he actually said it was 100% polyester, technically. It was relatively thin. The example he had, I want to say it was about 1/8 of an inch thick, but we took it over. I want to say it was about maybe a 10 by 12 tile example he had brought with him. And we put it on our heat press. We put the goof proof transfer on, pressed it down at 365 degrees for 5 seconds, and we peeled it hot. And lo and behold, we had decorated an acoustic tile panel. So this gentleman was thrilled. He ended up being able to offer to his clients now their ability to put their custom logos for their companies or the musicians or the bands on these acoustic tiles in these recording studios across the country. So an opportunity I never even once remotely thought about. But again, if you have a question like that, can I decorate something? Call us, email us, do a live chat at transferexpress.com, and we'll do the research for you because who would have thought an acoustic tile could get decorated, but it can, certainly. Popsicle holders. This is one I've never even really thought about. Great idea. I mean, you can put the kids' names right on them and keep their hands from getting frozen. So great idea, popsicle holders. Stuffed animals. Now, they do make stuffed animals that are made especially for heat printing where the stuffing can actually be removed. So that's a really awesome opportunity for you as well. But again, if you have a custom platen or like a platen that's a 6x10 inch from Hotronics, you can slide that in easier than you can with a regular flat platen. Doll clothes, a great opportunity for customizing. You know, if you have even for a group of cheerleaders, why not offer them their own, you know, real doll with their own uniform and their own logo? I mean, how cool is that? You know, I had a customer too that actually used little T-shirts as business cards. And as a matter of fact, our sister company Stalls at stalls.com, they do sell those little tiny T-shirts, and you can actually buy these little T-shirts or miniature, I call them teddy bear shirts, but you can press your company logo with your information on it and hand it out as a business card. What a great opportunity for your customer to feel the goof-proof transfer before they actually purchase their order from you. And our miscellaneous section, I mean, it could keep going, honestly. There's so many opportunities, but here we have pictured 6 different options. We have, starting at the left, we've got, I believe that's a wreath bag. So never thought of that. A tool bag, great idea. Easily press, customize, screen printed transfers right onto the tools, right on the tool bag. Upper right, we've got the earbud holders. Phenomenal opportunity, especially the ones that have little clips on there. Great upsell opportunity for the schools. Most kids carry earbuds with them and they need a safe place for them. Lower left corner, one of my favorites is the Christmas gift bag. So I have a customer that orders these every holiday season and makes a really good profit off of them because he's able to do multiple goof-proof transfers on these bags. Now, these are pretty big, so it is going to take some extra printing. You can't, you know, there's not a heat press out there unless you get an industrial one that's going to have the ability of threading these giant bags, that you know, one giant print. But you can do multiple print locations on those bags and customize them. So, you know, for those that open up presents on Christmas morning, they come down, the kids see this big bag with their name on it. It says, you know, Santa Express. It's got all the North Pole stuff on there. It looks really cool. The kids love it. And then it can be reused for the next year. In the middle there, we have a little Kevin's Countdown to Christmas, and that's printed on fabric. So really nice little fun idea for kids to check off the days. And, you know, again, a custom bag here in the lower right. So, you know, farm fresh Christmas trees. So something extra, a little gift bag you could have on there. So our EasyView Online Designer, one of my favorite tools that we offer. This is what we would definitely call a successful tool. So learning to optimize your gang sheet is really a big thing. And it's a theme that we talk about all the time in our webinars. We had a really big live event the end of July called Heat Press for Profit Live. We were talking about gang sheets there. If you go to our YouTube channel, we do have videos, and even in our help section at transferexpress.com, we have a whole bunch of videos to talk about gang sheeting. But as a basic overview, we have the EasyView Online Designer. So that is yours for free, and you have access to it you know, 24/7. It's an online designer. So you simply just go to transferexpress.com. Once you have an account, right in the center, it says Design Center at the top of the page. You click on that, it pulls up the Design Center. Here you can choose on the upper left, we've got a couple different options, but you can choose the Add button to add more artwork that's your own, or you can use our own artwork. So in the EasyView Designer, we have currently over 7,500 customizable templates. I mean, there's literally every possible sport you can imagine, every event you can imagine, landscaping, barbershops, bluegrass festivals. I mean, just you name it, it's in there. And you can simply search for an option. It'll pop up right in there too. But you can position this right on the artboard, you know, the different sizes, and you can customize it. So you can highlight the artwork, you can shrink it down, add more artwork, move it over, create that gang sheet, always maximize the gang sheet. And you can repeat it using the add buttons for more art, you know, size, position until the sheet's filled. So one of the biggest things, I mean, I have customers all the time that will send in artwork and all they want is just the full front of the shirt. You know, maybe it's a 9x7 or something like that. And they're not maximizing the whole entire sheet. So I always explain to them, look, you have a few more inches on there. Why not throw something on there? Even if you're not going to use it today. I know of a customer that every time he orders green ink, no matter what, he always throws shamrocks on there. Reason being, there's always going to be St. Patrick's Day every single year. So he keeps these in a temperature controlled environment, and the customers will order a St. Patrick's Day in March. And guess what? Now he has these transfers that came from somebody else's order that's already been paid for, and he stamps the sleeve and charges $5 more for that t-shirt for free ink, basically. So again, maximize your profits. Always gang, always gang, always gang. And the interesting fact too is recently, this is a question that comes up a lot. People will say, hey, how long do your transfers last? I've always told them there's really never been an expiration date that I know of. I've heard of, you know, I personally have transfers that are 4 years old that I use all the time still, that when I first started. I had a customer that went back 10 years and said he was able to use numbers that he had gotten from us that were 10 years old. But technically speaking, there's really never been an official expiration date. And today, really, there is not an official expiration date. However, Andy Curtis, who those of you who watched our previous webinars, and he's on YouTube, a lot of our webinars, he's been here for 20 years, okay? So he's the former dealer services director, and he's actually joining our learning and development department right now. So he's transitioning, but he actually recently posted to the team here. He had pulled out of his desk a Nike transfer that he had from 20 years ago. It was goof proof. He went over to our heat press in our showroom. He put a shirt on there. He put the Nike transfer on there, and he made sure it was at the right temperature at 365 degrees, the right pressure, which was a level 7. For those who know that, it's 70 pounds per square inch. And he went with 5 seconds. He pressed it down, crossed his fingers, and lo and behold, peeled it off. He said, quote unquote, it peeled like butter. That's in the email. And it was beautiful. It came out perfect. He sent a picture to the entire company, and we were all like, wow, that's a story I can't wait to tell customers, because I've had that question asked so many times. And you can tell your customers now, you have ink that can last for 20 years, as long as you keep it in a temperature controlled environment, though. So that's the key. You don't want to leave it in your attic. You don't want to take it down to a basement that's too humid or gets wet and damp. You want to leave it in a nice temperature controlled setting, and you could technically last 20 years as well with your transfers. So I want to thank everybody for attending. If you have any questions, please stay in touch. Our number one focus here at the company is we are here to help your business grow. We do have market account managers for pretty much any state. If you need help, you have questions, you can email us at info@transferexpress.com. Call us at our 1-800 number. Highly encourage you to read and subscribe to our blog. Watch our videos, previous webinars. If you go to transferexpress.com/webinars, it's in there. Or go to our help button and type in the word webinars. It's there too. Visit our website, of course. See us at trade shows. We're finally going back to trade shows, folks. So please come visit us. We're actually in Long Beach, California today, as a matter of fact. So if you go to transferexpress.com and you scroll down to the bottom of the home page or any of the pages, you'll see a tab on the lower left. It says company. Underneath company, you'll see a tab that says events. Click on events, and that's where you'll find all the trade shows that we'll be at. I personally will be at the Fort Worth Impressions Trade Show, September 10th, 11th, and 12th. So for all of you that are going down south to Fort Worth, Texas, please come and see me. I believe our booth number is 500. We'll be doing some presentations there. So for those of you who have watched our YouTube videos and know Dave's going to be presenting. So come to our class, sign up, connect with us on social media. We're all over Facebook pages. We've got Instagram, Pinterest, all of them. Watch us on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, type in Transfer Express, we'll be right there. And if you have any questions, please contact us. We're here Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do have a live chat feature at transferexpress.com, so we're here to answer your questions that way. And definitely come back to our next webinar. We are very grateful that you showed up today, and we thank you all so much for your business. Thank you so much.